Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a fourth quarter reading for you. This is for the months of October, November, and December. I will use a couple of different tarot decks and a couple of different oracle decks in this reading. This is a general reading. This is more predictive than I ordinarily do, but it will not resonate for all of you. Probably for many of you, it may not resonate since it is predictive. But if you are interested in a personal reading, the information for that is in the description box below, outlining the different readings that I offer. I am very happy to be here. I'm very happy for you to be here. So let's get started with your overall energy. And I'm going to be shuffling on camera, which is a little different, just to see how this goes a little bit differently. And now that I understand the particular reading I've created for this, I can describe it to you a little bit better. So, wow, 2 cards for your overall energy, Sagittarius. The Justice card is about the balancing work that you've done in both your outer external life and in your inner world. This is very much about the way that you have come to a relationship with the world that has become balanced and empowered through a way of processing the experiences that you've had, many of which have been unfair or unjust. This is the way that you've learned to stand up and confront those experiences that were not fair, that were not balanced. You have understood that you have gained wisdom from those experiences, but moreover, you've come to a capacity to address anything that you feel is owed to you, any way that you are able to identify and outline compensation for work that is owed to you, some reward that is owed to you. And through this process of empowerment, you have become more of an advocate for the ways in which the treatment was imbalanced, was unfair, was inequitable, and also a way that you have come to advocate for others who've shared this experience with you. So this really is as much about regulating and balancing those energies within you so that you realize you are owed or you are due respect. And the 10 of Swords. This is acknowledging a very difficult experience that comes out of from which you are coming from. This really describes a circumstance of tremendous oppression, tremendous hardship, in many ways, a kind of personal failure and being controlled. And because you now understand the false beliefs that describe this experience you've had, you have released not only the treatment, the failures, the disappointments, but you have released the beliefs that led you to believe that you had to interact or engage in a certain way. This can describe absolute physical necessity as well as your compliance with a system that made you inclined to believe that you had to comply with something that wasn't for you, that wasn't a match for your energy, that did not include your benefit as part of the program. So this is describing a fairly intense, I would say, social situation. This can be about a relationship. This can be about a professional experience that you've had, and indicates that you're closing down the cycle of attempting to comply with the expectations or needs of others as a way of moving forward in a more conscious and empowered direction. So for the month of October, I have pulled the Knight of Swords. For the month of November, the Three of Pentacles. And for the month of December, the Page of Swords. In October, you are allowing your curiosity to lead you. You are elevating through a process of awareness, becoming more conscious of the elements that perhaps led you to a sense of being a victim or being controlled, if not by actual people. It's certainly about ideas. In many cases, it's about illusions that you held that controlled you to a far greater extent than you may have realized. And this sense of understanding, gaining greater clarity, is actually what's leading you to ask questions, to challenge your own assumptions that led you to believe that this was the way it was or the way it had to be. And because of that, you are now asking questions, exploring the beliefs you are releasing, but also the beliefs that you believe are emerging as a part of your own experience, your own truths that are coming into being illuminated. You're open to new ideas. You're pursuing new ideas. You may be looking at old ideas in a new way, but you're open-minded and you are relishing the opportunity to explore this new world, this new sense of uh, not just non-compliance, but elevating your own beliefs as your operating system, your GPS, your guide moving forward. What are your principles? What do you believe in? In November, the Three of Pentacles is about your collaborating with other experts, other masters of craft, other uh, uh, people who are bringing their strengths to bear upon the building up of something of excellence, of high quality, high value, of working in a very non-hierarchical way. And this is one of the ways that you not only are exploring your own belief system and aligning with others that share your values, but that you are exercising this freedom that you've experienced as a result of this greater balance. This doesn't mean that you have jettisoned out all the ideas around your responsibilities to the social order by any means. Understanding the necessity of those, but recognizing that you can exercise those on your own terms. And in many ways, this is empowering your creativity, not respective of whatever your field, but this creativity is allowing you to come together with other people of other expertise in order to lead from a base of your strength and to follow as needed, so that you are creating something as a part of a working process, a learning, growing process that has its own life. In December, the Page of Swords has you stopping, reassessing, understanding how much you don't know. And in many ways, this is the result of the challenge you have made internally to the systems of belief that you once guided your life, that once compelled you to do things in a certain way or to feel guilty when you didn't do it a certain way. You're still weighing the value of those beliefs you've released and the new principles and beliefs that are structuring your desire to continue to be curious, to continue to notice. And this can also describe the way that you're working collaboratively with others without the traditional structures or conventions holding up your efforts, you're actually in a position to identify new structures, new values for the way that you work with others, for the way that you evaluate your own effort. And this can create a sense of not knowing which direction to go in, but it's also an acceptance that you don't know everything, but you're willing to learn. Continue to stay open to ideas. You continue to take notes, to observe the behaviors of those around you that you admire, in your query to understand better the system of beliefs that is now propelling you forward. It's showing me that you are operating, no matter where you are in life, from a whole different set of principles and values than what may have propelled you thus far in your life. And this takes a lot of courage. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey card and ask that if this reading is resonating for you, Sagittarius, that you like this video, that you share this with others who may enjoy it, and that you subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled the Peace card. I am a being of love and I release all negative energies. This really, at this time, is representing your deeper understanding of who you are and what's important to you. This really reflects back on the Justice card and the Ten of Swords, in which you are letting go of illusions, other people's requirements that are not absolute, that are not in alignment with your beliefs or principles, and identifying yourself more in alignment with your authentic self. I'm also going to pull a chakra wisdom card, or crystal chakra. I'm not sure of the title of the deck right at this moment. I could look it up. But I pulled all things work best in conjunction with all things. The chakra balance is the card, and the key word is equilibrium. Again, this really is working beautifully with the Justice card. The sense that the balance that you are finding within is impacting your sense of balance, fairness, justice in the outer world. And that this becomes a value that's important to you. It also lists crystals that are aligned with this value of equilibrium. So this is a crystal, one of many crystals for each chakra. Clear quartz, amethyst, lapis lazuli, jade, citrine, carnelian, smoky quartz are ones that are particularly aligned at this point. But one can see how peace is inclusive. The sense of being a being of love is inclusive. So this really sets out the terms of the fourth quarter. I'm going to clarify the Knight of Swords here with the Temperance card, or the Alchemist, and the Servant of Swords. So here we have the Servant, or the Page of Cards of Swords, being repeated in October. So there is, first I want to describe the Temperance card in a way that really touches upon, in some ways, some very, the pain, the difficulty of the healing process. Because the angel, and some decks, not particularly in this deck, but certainly this is a divine being, a deity entity that is processing two cups. It looks peaceful, it can be calm, but I like in this deck that there are some clouds, some rosy clouds there, and that the cups this uh, grand alchemist is pouring between are actually the experiences of pain and anguish, of disruption and unexpected misfortune, betrayal, hurt. So that this is something that occurs over a long period of time. We keep processing these experiences of disappointment, of failure, of heartache, so that we can grow, we can learn from them. So this represents something that we spend our entire lives doing as a part of our healing process. As we heal within, we become these incredible beings of love, um, able and capable of compassion and toleration of all things, understanding their appropriate place in our lives and in the world. But we also, this is something that is never entirely settled. That's why we're human. We come here to learn. And in that light, the servant of swords or the page of swords, the sense of being unaware, not sure of which way to move forward, is informed by an awareness that one must simply be observant, simply take notes, simply be silent, simply be open minded, allow others to inform you, to listen, to ask questions, to be led by your curiosity as you release all of these old assumptions about your place in the world, who you are, and what you're capable of doing. So this is such a thoroughgoing healing process, and in many ways reflects Sagittarius, Pluto's last dip into Capricorn uh, in the beginning of the fourth quarter. And this is particularly important as it is helping you to summarize and release many of the lessons that you have gained over Pluto's long transit of at least 17 years. In November, the Three of Pentacles is clarified by, let's shuffle these cards again. So we have the Five of Swords and the Ten of Cups. In November, we are really not looking away at all from the conflict, the pain, the betrayal, the things that have resisted our desire to grow, to move on, to seek assistance for our plans. In many ways, this has wounded you in ways that led you perhaps to internalize the kind of criticism or negative back talk or feedback that you receive from others, actually leading you to believe that you were not worthy, you were not adequate to the task, that you didn't know enough or have enough in order to pursue your creative expression in a way that was in alignment with your own beliefs. So, this is something that you continue to process, as mentioned before, in alignment with Pluto leaving in the last few minutes of Capricorn. So, here you are really facing head on, looking at the things that have caused you pain, that have hurt you, ways and many perhaps that you have hurt others in response to the sense of inadequacy, perhaps envy, jealousy, lashing out, revenge, even that certainly you experienced, but you may have retaliated in ways that diminished you, and the ability to recognize that that was in response to the resistance that you experienced has actually led you to this recognition now of what you understand is the community that supports you. The opposition of these two cards is really striking to me and further emphasizes Pluto by late November is now in Aquarius. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. If you are familiar with the song of the fifth dimension from way back, this is kind of like the ideal community, the ideal world that you are a part of, that you have established in your home, in your work, in your community, a way in which you've identified others with whom you can be safe to expose yourself, to learn from your experiences of vulnerability, process how you've overcome those challenges, and share those same wisdoms, resources, and space with others. This is a community that values beyond material comforts or stability, the ability to share love, to share wisdom, to support growth, to encourage the advancement and progress of the collective as a whole without privileging or prioritizing an individual. This is almost a gateway into the community and the beautiful expression of yourself in collaborations. Out of this beautiful community comes the ability to concretely and practically work towards something of excellence with others. And the Page of Swords in December, again, the sense of observing, noting, being curious is clarified by the Nine of Jades. And, wow, these cards are so old. And the Strength card. The sense of healing here is palpable from this place of getting to your own independence. The Nine of Jades is indicating that you are in a place where you are able to cultivate your own garden, you've identified your own strengths, your resources, your most supportive environment, the pleasure you gain in working your steps, working your resources, utilizing what you have to create what you desire, to invest in yourself on a consistent basis so that you not only are privileging or prioritizing your own goals and desires, but you invest in those that are similarly aligned in this beautiful community that you have now cultivated around you. The Strength card really goes back to, I would say, the Justice and the Ten of Swords. This is where we begin. And this is how we've gotten through this. The Justice indicates that, and the Ten of Swords, that things have felt stacked against you. This is never catching a break. This is never being at the top of the heap. This is never even being allowed to think that you could belong in a place of fulfillment, satisfaction, or having your needs met, and the injustice of that. But the Strength card is indicating that you have persevered throughout in order to identify yourself as a being of love, of talent, of gifts, and that is what engenders this community, the sense of building something of excellence, of beauty, of value in this at this time. So I'm going to close out December with another Soul's Journey Oracle card, and I have Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to, and I think that matches with the Strength card quite beautifully. As the Strength card, in my mind, is a kind of positive spiritual karma where we invest in our own actions and in that of others, helping others unselfishly as the need exists, shows itself to us. And I'm also going to pull another chakra wisdom, chakra crystal card. And I've pulled sacral chakra, creation. The flames of destruction will ignite a rebirth. I think you can sense that thread throughout this reading. The fire agate is the stone that is described, is pictured here. And the sense that your sacral chakra is the second chakra where you actually are sensate. You're totally open to all of your physical sensations in the world. This is the place where you are sexually established and where your font of creativity arises, so that you are able to engage productively and creatively with others in a collaborative way. So thank you so much for this reading, Sagittarius. I thank you for your likes, for subscribing to my channel. And again, if you're interested in a personal reading, I am available for that. Until next time, namaste.